Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Corey, aka Blockchain, and I am a full-time professional trader. And I wanted to just make sure I did a quick video for a very exciting announcement. I'm actually going to be giving away one of my masterclasses at the end of this month. It's a $500 value, completely free to you. All you have to do is make sure you comment, subscribe, smash the likes on this video, and you will be entered to win. I will be doing the drawing at the end of the month for one lucky winner, and all you have to do is support my YouTube channel here. So make sure you smash the likes, hit that subscribe button, comment below, and you will have an automatic entry to the free masterclass. And yes, you can do it on multiple videos. So each time you do it on one of my videos, it will give you an entry. So the more, the better. So again, guys, smash the likes, hit that subscribe, ring that little bell, comment below, and good luck. And let's go ahead and dive into the charts. Alright, it is Blockchain coming at you with another technical analysis update. Seem to be getting some feedback that everyone likes throwing in some altcoins. I'll do that again today. We'll take a look at ETH and Link and XTZ. If you guys have any other ones, make sure you guys drop them in the comments below. I'll definitely include them on some of my next videos in regards to these, just to take a quick look at them and give my quick thoughts and kind of go from there. But if you are new to my channel, make sure you jump over to the website blockchaintratading.com. Scroll on down here, hit this little get in touch, and I'm actually going to send you a video demonstration of my #1 trading strategy that is consistent, profitable, reliable, and applicable to any market. There's also some blockchain gear, and then of course the exclusive Discord full of over 1,000 active traders, including full-time professionals that do this for a living. If we actually have the $97 per month and $597 a year, and just a 14-day trial for just $25, so a pretty sweet deal just to try it out there. And then of course the masterclass, which I'm giving away just by liking and subscribing and commenting on this video. And every time you do it on a video for this month, it will give you an entry for the drawing. So load it up, guys, smash that like button, hit the subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you guys in the Discord. So let's go ahead and jump over to the charts real quick. So starting off on the weekly again, just because this has been a pretty important zone from where we have been. We did get last week we did get a weekly close above the R3 resistance on the weekly at 18.5, and we actually just dipped below it right now. So it'll be kind of interesting to see if we do have a pivot to where we'll kind of bounce off of it and take off, or if it's going to now act as resistance and have some continuation to the downside. You can see that before, like I was mentioning in the last video, that we are coming back into the volume band. As these meet on the weekly, it'd be interesting to see if we do get a bounce, or if we end up just breaking through, at which point I'd be looking to retest the top of the bullish control zone on the RSI at 70. And then the slow moving EMA, which be down here at 65, which would also be the bottom of the bullish control zone as well. We also do have a sell signal that printed here on the weekly from the market liberator at the same time. So last one was about here, and we did get a pretty decent move to the downside with continuation, consolidation down here on the bottom before we took off again. So we can see over here, every time we do get those sell signals, we do have a pretty decent drop. This one is actually probably mirrored closely to the one that we just got. But you can see it can turn around, and we took off, just going from there as well. So let's take a quick look at the daily here. So from the daily, we do have this EMA here as a support, which we are currently at, but we also have this pivot down here at 17.6. So I'll throw a price label on there, 17.6. And what we could be potentially looking at is just being an ABC correction here, that we would actually come back down, have this as support from a pivot, and then take off. But you can kind of see from the last video I was looking at, we just got pushed back down underneath the the fast moving EMA here, and then we also had another sell signal that printed on the daily at the same time. So at this point, being that we did get rejected from the bullish control zone, on the RSI. I would personally look for some continuation to the downside, to potentially bounce off of the 50 or bounce off of the 45 on the bottom of, or the top of the bearish control zone, before we get continuation going up. So I would look for continuation to the downside. It's just a matter of exactly how far are we going to end up going. Okay, let's dive into let's hit the 8-hour real quick. See what we can play off of here in the middle. So from the last video that I did, you can see that we were in the consolidating triangle, which I did mention does break to the downside majority of the time. However, based on some of the smaller time frames, I was looking to have a move up, and then ultimately back down. But you can see that actually this morning, you can see that we did break the bottom of the trend line. That was our indication that we were going to go back and have some further moves to the downside. We did have the retest of the trend line as well. And then just kind of continued on down. So what does that mean in the near term? So what I would really look at having as a potential play is this whole thing right here being a B wave starting a C wave down. You can see that 17.6. We also have another the S3 resistance on the smaller time frame at 17.450. So pretty close within there as well. And then if we do pull a fib real quick, my fault. Let's try that one more time. Jeez. All right, third time's a charm. So a 1-to-1 extension would put us down here at the 16.7. That would break all of these supports that we have going, but we have the 618, which is right here at the S2 at 18K. That would be our bullish pivot. And then we have the 786, which is also down here at the S3. So really what I would be looking for is this whole move here just to really be an A, B, and then a C. And really looking for pivots off of these guys, and I'd be really looking for divergence to play out on one of these as well as we continue to move down. Granted, we do have a lower low than all of these here, but this would be my main one I'd be looking at, because you can see that on some of these other indicators, we never really dropped out of the bullish or the bearish control zone on this, but we did get rejected from the bullish control zone up here, and then that's kind of when we just fell out of it. So I would expect for us to come back down, have a higher low but a lower low on the RSI, and the market liberator print a nice little sell signal with that green dot, and then potentially take off from there. So even with this big drop right here, it's definitely not the start of an impulsive wave or anything like that. However, we could be simply just doing like a zigzag ABC correction here before we establish some support, or turn it into more of a complex correction in regards to going, sideways, I guess, sideways a little bit more. All right, and then let's just go ahead and hit the 1 hour real quick. All right. All right, so you can see from the overall move down from this guy. Let's just see, where does that put us on some of these for pivots. Really liking the S2 right around 18K based upon the fib extensions here. I would expect some consolidation here, potentially swing back up, test the S1 again, but this 18 with the 2.236 and the 2.618 is looking quite tasty. So let's go ahead and get a box down here. So within there, so really that 18, let's call it 18.1 to 18 somewhere within that ballpark. I would look for continuation to come on down, have a divergence print, because we don't have any divergence or anything like that at the moment, to where we would have a a lower low but a higher low on the RSI. We do have a higher low on the CB index, which is pretty interesting, as we are sitting roughly at the 0.5. But being that we did break that support, but that's where I'm kind of looking for a potential retest of the S1 at 18.5, and then continue our swing on down to really 18K. So that's kind of my sweet spot that I'm eyeing at the moment, for a potential buy, and look to get a long in there, and kind of go from there. So, but of course, want to see what kind of reaction we get here, before my next target on the downside would be 17.6. Really to that 17.4, right in here as well. So, all right, let's take a quick look at ETH. We'll go back out to the weekly on ETH. Let's actually do this one here. Get a clean chart. So as I mentioned before, we are above the resistances on ETH on the weekly, so not really going to pay attention to that too much. But right at a old pivot, from a little ways back. So for daily, will give us a little bit better picture from where we are. But yeah, on our way back down to test the pivot of 536. Right on the bottom of the volume band. Looks like we have our CB index, which is starting to print some bullish divergence. Yeah. This would be our next one down here at 442. I don't think we're going to make it quite there. Let's just go ahead and pull a fib extension real quick. It's also roughly right below the 618 at the same time. So, Looks like Bitcoin has a little bit more to drop than what ETH may be telling us. Uh, 550, roughly 540, 535. I get it right on the line there. So roughly 535. I would really start to look for a reaction. If we break that, that would be a little bit more concerning for me on ETH here. Because with the next support down here at 440, I don't see it, with a huge move quickly to the downside to get down there. But if we do break that, which should also be the 618, we do have the 1-to-1 at 487, which we would potentially find support where we have a group of EMAs as well. But kind of same thing in regards to just looking for it to be an A, B, C here, for a flat correction for a potential fourth wave before we get another fifth up. All right, and then just zoom in real quick, smaller time frame. We're sitting right at the S2. And don't really have any divergence, hidden bullish divergence forming or anything like that. The 618 to the 786. I know ETH really likes the 786, so I might lean a little bit more towards a little bit further down to potentially 525. So 535, 525. That's going to be my spot on ETH where I'm going to look for continuation to take us down. Let's see. Roughly put us at the 1.236, just another 1-to-1. So yeah, it looks like we'd have a decent amount of support here, right in that box. All right. Let's take a quick look at Tezos. Let's go back out to the weekly real quick. So weekly, I guess you can say we have, I don't really like that trend line. Let's take it back. We get the, not include the week. So we are sitting right at a weekly EMA, hit the trend line as well. We also are sitting right at the R2 resistance, now acting as support at 2.11. Let's look at the daily real quick as well. It also looks like, we did swing back above this fast EMA here, potentially looking to have it as support. We don't have a sell signal on the weekly for Tezos yet. Daily, we got a little bit more room to go for support at 1.9, but we do have that trend line from way back at the beginning of time. We're also sitting right at the bottom of the volume band. It looks like we are printing some bullish divergence as well. Let's see here. Where would that put us? We do have the 618, which is right below that trend line on that S1. Yeah, kind of same thing. It seems to they all be looking for a little bit more continuation to the downside, but not a lot. Especially if things stay bullish, because that 618 should hold as a pretty decent support. But even with this kind of kickoff down here, 3-wave, I would still be looking for it to be an ABC, which means we would ultimately come back down again, but would be looking for like an ABC move like that. Yeah, potentially to the RR1. We'll see if we do get a bounce off of down here and print a nice little sell signal on the market liberator. I'll take a quick look at the smaller time frame just to see what that's telling us. Just bring that back down. Yeah, finding support right here on the S2. Got a little bit of divergence on the CB index on the higher time frame. Not a lot, but I'll look for us to. Yeah, it looks like it still wants to come down to that 1.9. Yeah, I don't have any kind of sell signal or anything, or a buy signal or anything yet, but definitely looking to get into some of the oversold territory here. Probably bounce off the bottom of the bullish or the bearish control zone down here at the 30. Yeah, I'm still aiming to get down here to 1.9 to 2, maybe a little bit higher right here at the 618, right at the 2, retest the 2, and then get a nice little bounce off that. So we'll go ahead and put another little box on this guy here. So that was a little bit lower, so I'll just put it right there. That looks fantastic. So definitely a big area of interest, but looks like it does want some continuation here to the downside. All right, and then take a quick look at Link. Let's go back out to the weekly on Link here. Link still a very strong trend line intact. Actually, I like this one a little bit better. Yeah, we have not broken this trend line yet. If we do, I could see Link having some pretty decent continuation to the downside. Link, I'm actually leaning a little bit more bearish on, actually. You can see we came back and we tested 15.2 as support, or there was support and then now resistance. We retested 15.2, got rejected. We do have a sell signal here on the weekly. Push back below our fast and slow moving EMAs. CB index might find support on the fast EMA there. Let's take a quick look at the daily. Still looks to have started down with a 3-wave motion. Oh, don't do this to me. There we go. Actually, on the daily, kicked off with a 5-wave move down here. Yeah, leaning a little bit more. It's not looking so hot for Link, actually. If it starts with 5, it's got to end with 5, right? So, got that move down. Let's actually bring this over. Let's see what lines up. So we do have the 786, which also puts us down here. Leave it our 200. It's 6.4. that could be potentially just be a B wave. This whole thing be a B wave coming down for a C. What does the time fibs tell us here? Too far. We're coming to be about that time. So normally our B wave is twice as long as our A wave in general. Not always 100% true, but it's definitely something that we do potentially look at. But if we do break this trend line, I would look for some continuation to the downside on Link here. We do have our S2 down here at 9.2, the 618, which is 8.45, and then the S3 at 6.9. And I honestly would be leaning more towards that S3. We have the RSI, which is right on the top of the bearish control zone at 40. Got a little bit of bullish divergence on the CB index, not a lot. Yeah, my concern is just if we break that trend line, we would have continuation to the downside. So, yeah, I might be looking at something a little bit more bearish here on Link, but definitely something we'd be paying attention to. I'll be looking at here. Let's just take a quick look at the smaller time frame. Let's see. Yeah, 6 hour and 11.1. Yeah, we also do have the market liberator pretty oversold at the moment. Might potentially get a small little bounce here at the bottom of the bearish control zone. A little bit of bullish divergence here. So, yeah, I mean, not a big reaction, especially here on the S2. So, we'll look for continuation. Really, at least start at the 11.2. Let's see what is 11.4 is the 382. I mean, normally don't see a strong reaction at the 0.32, but I might come down a little bit here and then retest the trend line before we have continuation down. So, yeah, not looking super healthy at the moment. Lower high, yeah, a little bit more bearish here on Link. So, yeah, those would be my initial targets. So the first, definitely look for that S3 to have a little bit of reaction, potentially retest the trend line here if we do break it. But ultimately, we'll look for further continuation down for Link to potentially look at 850 and kind of go from there. So, yeah, those are my thoughts, guys. Again, if you like my content, make sure you guys smash the likes, hit that subscribe button, comment below for an entry to win the Masterclass, and hope to see you guys in the Discord.